The female soldier's eyes drifted shut. Noah couldn't understand if she was resting or if she had passed out. Then he saw her injured leg and the huge blood stain on it. She had definitely lost a lot of blood. The emergency stitches she made with the first aid kit must have ruptured during their journey. Noah couldn't believe how she had made it this far. Unfortunately, his backpack was gone, so there was no way to redress the wound. He noticed a tree branch not far away, about as thick as an arm. He picked it up and started carving it with his dagger. Soon, he had turned it into a simple crutch. He gently placed the crutch not far from the female soldier and climbed up into the tree branches to keep watch. In the past, he had often kept watch when he went hunting. With the M16 rifle's night vision scope in hand, he could see the surroundings in the darkness, so keeping watch was not difficult. He didn't know how much time had passed, but soon Noah felt a little sleepy. He was just rubbing his eyes when he suddenly noticed a faint light flashing in the depths of the forest. It was very subtle, and if it hadn't reflected onto his face, he wouldn't have noticed it at all. Noah immediately became alert. How could there be a reflection in the dark forest? He picked up his gun and put the scope to his eye to observe, and then Noah saw it. An unmistakable silhouette of a person sneaking over like a hunting leopard, moving quickly and nimbly. Then, more silhouettes appeared behind that one. Noah immediately knew this was more than he could handle. He slid down the big tree and whispered to the female soldier, "Hey, wake up! We have to get out of here!" But she wouldn't open her eyes. She was sweating profusely, her eyes tightly closed, her face pale, and her whole body shaking. Noah's heart dropped. "Oh God, don't pass out on me now, lady!" The enemies were closing in. He had no time to think. He hung her gun and his own around his neck, carried her on his back, and started running frantically. As he ran, Noah suddenly noticed that the female soldier's body was burning up. She was trembling slightly, a sign of convulsions caused by a high fever. The night was dark, with weak moonlight and a very low visibility. Fortunately, Noah was no stranger to walking at night. However, carrying someone on his back slowed him down considerably, and he quickly became so exhausted that he couldn't catch his breath. He had to put her down, only to find that her brows were tightly furrowed, her lips were cracked, and cold sweat was pouring from her forehead. With the blood loss and a spiking fever, she was in real trouble. If he didn't treat her soon, she would suffer brain damage or worse. The wound on her leg was another major problem. If he didn't clean it fast, she might lose the leg. She needed medicine and food right now. But how could he find medicine in this pitch-black wilderness in the middle of the night? Anxiety burned through him. Then he heard the sound of a babbling brook nearby. He quickly picked up the female soldier and hurried over. The brook was small, falling from a cliff and forming a small pool below. Noah placed the female soldier by the edge of the pool and scooped water to her lips with his hand. She instinctively opened her mouth wide to swallow, mumbling in her sleep. "Water. Water." Noah hurriedly fed her more water. There was no time to worry whether or not the water was clean and safe to drink. After drinking the water, the female soldier fell unconscious. Noah looked around at the pitch-black surroundings. He noticed that the lush flowers and the grass by the pond looked somewhat familiar. He walked over and, by the moonlight, saw that the leaves were relatively broad and the stem was thin. He was overjoyed. It was meadow root herb, an excellent medicine for treating colds, fever, and fatigue-induced fever. Noah quickly picked a handful of meadow root leaves and started rubbing them together. It quickly formed a medicinal ball. With one hand, he pried open the female soldier's mouth, and with the other he squeezed the juice from the meadow root ball and dripped it into her mouth. He gently laid the female soldier down and carefully tore off the gauze from her thigh wound. He washed the gauze clean and then wiped the dirty blood from the female soldier's wound. Then he took off his own clothes and laid them on a dry spot on the ground. Once everything was taken care of, Noah watched her sleeping figure, hoping the medicine would make her wake up feeling great. He leaned back and a wave of sadness washed over him as he wondered what would happen to them next. How long could they stay hidden here? When would the people chasing them find them? Later that night, the wind howled as the moon broke through the dark clouds. Its silver light spilled over the earth in the small pond. Noah was fighting to stay awake, guarding the female soldier. The dark camouflage paint was running down her face, washed away by cold sweat, making her look like a mess. Noah's heart thumped. He grabbed a piece of gauze, dipped it in the water, and carefully began to clean her face. In a moment, a beautiful face was revealed to him. During the day, he had been busy fighting for his life and hadn't noticed, but now that her face was clean, Noah realized just how stunning she was. Her eyebrows were slightly furrowed, her eyes tightly closed, and her delicate nose was breathing rapidly. He felt so protective towards her in this moment that he couldn't help but want to hold her in his arms and comfort her, but he restrained himself. With a sigh, he picked up his gun, looked around, and found a hidden vantage point. Noah knew he couldn't afford to fall asleep. Not in this situation. He sat down, his spine straight and eyes lightly shut, and began his deep breathing exercise. This way, he was certain he could recover his strength and get quality rest, all while keeping watch. Fortunately, the night passed without incident. After a few hours of rest, Noah's exhausted body had fully recovered, and he was full of energy. He returned to the pond, only to find that the female soldier had already woken up and was staring blankly at the sky with a grim expression and dull eyes. Noah walked over and slowly coughed. "You're awake. Feeling better?" She cleared her throat.
You saved me?
Noah approached her. "Can you walk? Those bastards are probably catching up."
They won't.
She said it casually, as if she were stating the most obvious fact. Noah frowned. "How can you be so sure?" The female soldier sighed and cleared her dry and dehydrated throat.
Because if they wanted to find us, they could have pretty easily. Have you heard any gunshots or bombs in the last few hours? No? They've retreated.
Thinking of this, Noah became frustrated. In the past few hours that Noah was resting, his enemies were already getting away. He grew anxious. "Do you have any way to contact the outside world? I'll leave the weapons with you. I'm going after those bastards." The female soldier stared at Noah.
You don't even know who they are, do you?
Noah froze. She was hiding something. He could feel it. But what? Who were these enemies? And why had they attacked his outpost?
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.